Today we have Ms. Poonam Chandel, Managing Director of NeuWorld Spirits with us. Ms. Poonam Chandel has been associated with the alcohol industry for more than 20 years. She has worked with Radico Khaitan, Cobra Beer, and many other companies as well. She has joined a startup, NeuWorld Spirits, almost a year ago as its managing director and launched two products in whiskey segment. We will talk about her vision and future plans of the company. Welcome, Poonam, on the show. Let's talk. And many congratulations on the successful launch of your two whiskey products.
Thank you so much, Shalini ji. It's a pleasure being here.
Thanks, Poonam. And can you tell us about the background of yours in the spirit industry and how has it prepared you for setting up a startup like NeuWorld Spirits?
Shalini ji, I joined the liquor industry in the year 2000. My first job was with Radico Khaitan, and I joined there to look after institutional sales. So I did institutional sales actually for some time. It was a very small stint, and then I moved into marketing. After working with Radico, I worked with various other companies. I had the good fortune of working with Shaw Wallace. I worked as the head of marketing for ABD, which was at that point of time it was called BDA. And then I joined this company called Cobra Beer as the vice president marketing. Now, it was during my stint with Cobra Beer that I realized that it was such a small company at that stage. It was in such a nascency that I realized soon after joining that if I just wanted to head marketing, there was not much to do in marketing in that organization. And very soon I realized that either I look after the entire setup or I didn't have a job. So I think initially there was a lot of speculation, there was a lot of fear also. But then I took it up as a challenge, and I had a lot of support from my UK counterparts, and they allowed me the autonomy to kind of run the company and establish it. So it was at that point of time when I actually started getting involved in other disciplines, which was manufacturing, supply chain, quality control, and sales. Sales was something that I had always been overseeing because of the fact that I was heading marketing, but to do sales as a frontline salesperson and to just overlook sales as a marketing person are two very different things. But I think it was my experience with Cobra Beer. It was that stint that actually really helped me, gather that kind of courage and that kind of confidence, where I started reading the financials of the company. I started making the business plans. I started working on everything right from scratch. And so much so that when I had joined, Cobra Beer used to sell roughly around 2,000 cases in a month. And we took it to 50,000 cases, and finally we closed our first year at about 2 million cases sale. So that was where I got the confidence that yes, I can actually head an organization. And I'm not merely a marketing person, because before that I used to only think that I'm a marketer and I should stay true to just being a marketer. But that was the time when, and I was very young at that point of time, I was just 31. So that was the time when I actually took that plunge. With a lot of fear, actually. There was a lot of fear. But I think in hindsight, I think that was probably the boldest thing that I did. And I was pretty successful at doing that. And I think from there, I got the courage that, yes, I can, set up a company from a scratch on my own. And after that, I think it's been something that one has not been scared of. It is something that one thinks that one can take in one stride.
Yeah, once you understand the whole operation, then you need not to look back. You're right. So, Poonam, what inspired you to start NeuWorld Spirits, and what is the vision of your company?
So actually, I over the last couple of years, one has been seeing that a lot of new liquor companies have mushroomed. if one talks of a scenario, say about 20 years ago when I used to work for Shaw Wallace, probably it was, it was almost unthinkable that somebody would think of launching a company with new brands, except for the very few like Shaw Wallace, Codes, and Mohan Meekins and BDA. At that point of time, ABD was BDA. So these were the only companies that one knew of. But then in the last, say, 10 years, people have actually mustered their courage. And there are so many of these new companies that have come up, and one finds that they are being able to find a niche for themselves. They are being able to, if they're doing their jobs right, they're doing a good job. I think the Indian consumer is now far more experimentative. So the consumer does not mind if it's a nicely packaged product, if it's a good blend, then the consumer does not mind looking at other alternatives. And I think there's been the industry's seen a lot of buoyancy. Otherwise, the industry, liquor, it has always been a recession-free industry, but it was not as buoyant when it came to launch of new products. But I think in the last 10 years, it has seen a lot of buoyancy in the sense that a lot of new brands have come up and they have done fairly well for themselves. And not that I like to, I mean, it's my personal opinion, but I think a couple of them have even come up from people who are not as professional. So I thought that if we as, we are all very seasoned professionals, if all of us get together and if we, think of doing something in this space, then there sky's the limit. We can actually do wonders. So I think that was one of the reasons that really propelled me to actually take this plunge. And that is how the genesis of NeuWorld Spirits happened.
So, as you know, Poonam, that the segment where you launch your whiskeys, there are so many products. So, how do you differentiate your product with the other products which are already available in the market? What is the difference? What are the USPs of your brands?
I think, first of all, I think we have really worked very hard on the packaging. And personally, I'm very proud and I feel that we've done some brilliant packaging for both my products that we have launched. I think the packagings are absolutely standout. We are not kind of following a trend. We've made something which is very contemporary, which would actually appeal to the youth. So that is one of the things. I think the blends that we have done are outstanding. So we have not kind of cut corners when it comes to, making sure that we offer the best blend to the consumers. We've done extensive market research before launching the products, whether it was in terms of the blends, whether it was in terms of the packaging. And we've done some standout brand extensions, which you'll see very soon. We have done some remarkable advertising campaigns, which also you will see very, very soon. And I think we are doing a fairly good job when it comes to communicating via social media. So I think we've created quite a bit of buzz and stir. I think in the last 2 months, I think we are probably one of the talked about companies. So that's something that really gives me happiness. There are people who are talking about us. So I think that in itself is a winner.
Right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So, what are your plans for expanding NeuWorld Spirits products into other markets, be it domestic or international?
So, Shalini, as of now, we have just started with very basic seeding and we have launched our product in Himachal, Punjab, Delhi. We are in the process of launching in Chandigarh, UP, Rajasthan, etc. We would be able to cover the entire gamut of the northern markets. And then immediately after that, we are going to head out towards south. So Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Pondi, Mahe is next on the anvil. And then after that, we will move towards the eastern markets, which is northeast, Jharkhand, Orissa, And then eventually we will move towards Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and then finally Maharashtra. So, and as far as the international markets are concerned, I think it's very interesting because we've already got inquiries from people in Singapore and from some buyers in the Middle East and some buyers in Russia, which is very interesting because I have actually not really made an effort as of now, but we are getting inquiries, so that's quite exciting.
Very nice, very nice. Congratulations. So, Poonam, tell us that have you faced any challenges while starting this company? If yes, please do share.
Challenges. I think one of the biggest challenges that we had, and we were aware of it before we launched this company, was that we did not have we didn't have a manufacturing base. So, we knew that we will have to scout for manufacturing facilities. And as of now, we have tied up with 2 bottling units. One is in Himachal, one is in Punjab. So that is one of the challenges that we have, and I think we are probably going to live with this challenge for maybe a year or so. So, we actually are dependent on other when it comes to manufacturing. I think soon enough, maybe in a year's time, we will actually set up a distillery and we'll set up a couple of bottling units. But I think that is one of the things that we were aware of, that, we will have to face this challenge. So it is not only in terms of trying to get capacities, but also it puts you a little behind because, you end up buying, whether it's ENA, whether it is you end up paying bottling charges. So you don't get that price advantage that a lot of people who have their own manufacturing bases, as compared to them, it sets you a little behind. So I think this is one of the challenges that I had envisaged and I knew about it. So it was like a calculated risk that one took, and one said that, okay, fine, let's invest in the brands right now. Let's establish the brands, and then one will kind of invest in the infrastructure as a group, because we are a part of the TRDP group. So as a group, it is not that we have any constraints in terms of finances or that we cannot set up manufacturing facilities, but we said that we will go marketing first and manufacturing second. So I think that was one of the challenges. Rest, I think in terms of manpower, I think we've been able to get the best of people. Very, very good. I mean, I've got a very good team. So I don't have any other reasons to complain.
Good to know. So, Poonam, as you told us that you have put in a lot of efforts to make the blend, packaging, designing, everything. So, how do you prioritize innovation and creativity within the company? And what steps do you take to encourage employee to think out of the box as it's your strategy?
Challenging whatever I might do in my life, but I think I'm a marketer at heart. And I think that is something that I think if anyone, I mean, I'm a generalist, but I think one of my strongest fortes is being a marketer. So I think a lot of steering forward has been done by me when it comes to the marketing initiatives, and we've got a very nice cohesive team. And what I have done is that I have taken a very healthy mix of people who are from liquor and from non-liquor background. So there are people who are from FMCG background, there are people from consumer durables background. So I think what happens is that we get a lot of out of the box thinking. It is not that very stereotypical mindset where one only talks about things that are done in the liquor business. I think we are just trying small little things in terms of being innovative, small little things, small little learnings from their past experiences where they have worked with other products which are not liquor. So I think that is something that brings in a lot of freshness of ideas, a lot of out of the box things. and one is trying to implement them. I don't know. I mean, time only will tell how successful they will be. But I think all of us cohesively are trying our best, and then our promoters who are very strong in the smokeless tobacco genre, they also bring in their part of the learnings. So we have like a whole lot of people who have their own, parts of learning, and we are trying to merge all of them together and see how the results are.
So, as you know that right now CSR is a very important part of every company. So, how do you approach sustainability and social responsibility both within the company? And what initiatives are you implementing to reduce your environmental impact? Do you believe in that, first of all?
I really believe in it. But the only thing is that right now I think we are at a very nascent stage. So to think
So,
of
any future plans? I'm not talking about of the right now.
so you will actually you will actually very soon we will break our campaign on corporate social responsibility, and it's going to be completely out of the box again and very different and something that one hasn't heard of. It's going to be one of my marketing points also. So, and as far as responsibility towards the environment is concerned, uh, personally, I feel that eventually almost all liquor companies should definitely try and endeavor to get rid of the secondary packaging as much as possible, so that it helps us save the environment, helps us be more conscious, and I think the consumer has also started understanding it. The consumer also respects it, and eventually these are things and measures that I think almost everybody is going to take up. So some governments are already doing a lot of things. For instance, for our Downing Street, we have this polythene bag that we got as a part of the packaging. But then in states like Himachal, it is not, I mean, Himachal does not allow use of polythene bags. So initially when we were buying these canisters, we were buying them with the polythene bags. And once we actually set our footprint in Himachal and we saw that it was being disallowed, and then I said, but why are we using it anywhere? So, Poonam, it has been seen that when a company comes into the market with new products, the quality of their products are so good, but gradually it decreases. What are the reasons, and how do you ensure in NeuWorld Spirits that quality consistency should remain? Well, challenging. This is certainly not true for everybody. Not true, but generally it happens. It is not true for everyone. That's what I'm saying. It's not true for everyone. I think some companies are very, very conscious of their quality and they make sure that the quality stays consistent. And look, everybody's not there to stay. So there are people who actually think that now they have kind of done so well, so they can start taking the customer for granted. I think that is where we make our first mistake. Right. I think the most important thing for any company or any brand is to make sure that whatever they offer to the consumer, it has to stay consistent, whether it is their communication, whether it is the product, whether it is the blend, whether it is the packaging. I think everything must stay consistent. And in case one makes changes, I think it should only be for the better and not for the worse. The moment you start taking a customer for granted and you think that now I have become so big that the customer is going to go for me, that is when your decline starts, and that is when you actually start losing out. So what happens is that maybe the bigger brands don't see the difference very quickly, but ultimately we've seen the biggest of brands decline, and the reasons have been because they have compromised on their quality And I'm one person who believes that, and wherever I have worked in the past, whether it was Cobra Beer also, we made sure that whatever we were offering, I think we were the only ones who were importing hop oil, which was not being used by anyone in India. But we always made sure that whatever we offered was always on point. And I don't think, as NeuWorld Spirits also, I don't think I would ever compromise on my product offering.
So, what advice would you like to give to the new entrepreneurs which are going to take a plunge in the alcohol industry?
Well, all I would like to say, Shalini, is that there's a big market out there. The only and the most important thing is that one must have a long-term plan. If one gets into, I actually come across a lot of people. I meet a lot of people who say that they think that, people think that alcohol as a business is very exciting, and they think that people can enter into the business and make quick money, which is not true. The fact of the matter is that it actually takes a very, very long time to establish yourself. So my advice to anyone who wants to venture into this business is that only if you have a long-term plan, a long-term vision, and only if you want to offer the consumer a product which is really, really of that quality, of a very good quality, of consistent quality, then only one should venture into this business. Otherwise, half-hearted efforts are not going to pay, because the competition is very, very stiff, and the consumer is very intelligent, very, very intelligent. So if we think that, we will just offer something which is subpar and the consumer will like it, then probably one will get some initial successes, but then it's not going to be long term. I think for long term success, I think it is very important to also have a long term vision, to have that kind of perseverance, to have that kind of patience, and then only one should step into this business. It should not be thought of something where one can make short term money or short term gains.
Thanks for these wisdom nuggets. Thanks a lot. And thanks a lot, Poonam, for being with us and sharing your vision and future plans of the company with our viewers. Thanks once again.
Thank you so much, Shalini ji. It was a pleasure talking to you.